Flashback.
Republicans are marching America to a painful government shutdown.
But we need traditional Republicans to break with MAGA extremists so we can keep the government open.
Republican shutdown will cost 6,306 of her constituents their paychecks.
Put the bill on the floor for an up or down vote so we can end this MAGA Republican nightmare. And if you don't, you own this government shutdown.
And we could put the threat of a shutdown behind us. Our agreement would keep the government open, provide emergency aid for communities battered by hurricanes and other natural disasters.
It's about the harm that House Republicans will do to the American people if the government shuts down.
A few moments later.
One Democrat said to me they feel like they have a mandate from their constituents to shut down the government.
There are some raising the possibility of shutting down the government in March.
We will use whatever power we have, and fundamentally, we're not going to vote for something that undermines the American people.
To withhold votes, do Democrats have the stomach?
I certainly hope so. I know that I'm not going to vote for their proposal for sure.
Are you prepared to shut down the government, to join Democratic colleagues who want to stand in the way of keeping the government open?
Well, there are
Is
simply
that
trying
yes?
to... So yes, look, if we have to take steps.
14 days from now, government shutdown is looming.
If we don't believe that we have a willing partner on the other side, then we need to stay united and not bail out President Trump.
And yet, at the same time, in order for a lot of voters to fully understand what Elon Musk and Donald Trump are doing, people are unfortunately going to have to feel some of that. And the only way that that happens is if the shutdown happens.
A few moments later.
Wow, listen to this. Oh, wow. The deadline to avoid a government shutdown is midnight tonight.
The Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, is backing down on his fight to block Trump's agenda, handing the president a big win.
And it's not really a decision. It's a Hobson's choice. Either proceed with the bill before us or risk Donald Trump throwing America into the chaos of a shutdown. This, in my view, is no choice at all. While the CR bill is very bad, the potential for a shutdown has consequences for America that are much, much worse. For sure, the Republican bill is a terrible option. It is not a clean CR. It is deeply partisan. It doesn't address far too many of this country's needs, but I believe allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option.
A few moments later.
Congresswoman, only a few moments ago on Truth Social, President Trump praised Senator Schumer for having the, quote, guts to do the right thing, calling his support of the spending bill a smart move. How will that sit, you think, with House Democrats?
Well, again, I don't think we should be moving in any way to elicit a praise from Donald Trump, who has no respect for Congress and the power of the purse, who is by the hour rolling out proposals and executive actions that are lawless and that are callous. We do not want to be praised by Donald Trump. This is a hostile government takeover. He is a dictator. And what do you mean a dictator with? Defiance. The Democrats can't only be the adults in the room. We have to be the fighters too. And that is the message that we are hearing every day from our constituents and what they want to see from us in this moment. We have to be exhaustive in leveraging every tool available in their defense.
A lie detector determined that was a lie.
So remember I said the party is in crisis mode. The left is absolutely eviscerating Schumer right now. AOC calling his decision devastating. She says there's actually still time to convince enough Democrats in the Senate to vote against this thing.
I think there is a deep sense of outrage and betrayal. And this is not just about progressive Democrats. This is across the board, the entire party.
Meanwhile,
job here. We're trying to do our job here. Senator, where are you on the ACR plan?
Well, on the CR? I mean, I've been very clear about it. I mean, there's no new news on that.
Are you a yes?
I've already said that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's no news. And now you're going to have to make that choice. It's like, are you going to shut the government down? Or are you just going to say, hey, I disagree with many parts about the CR, but it's like that's where we are. Or if there's some kind of a process where that they can essentially strip the filibuster requirement, and then if they raise the debt limit, well, then that's a double capitulation, and then that means they don't want to just tell and saying, yeah, we are effectively voting for it, but then we can technically say that I voted no on that. And so that's.
So do you have how many of your colleagues do you think will vote along with you to keep the lights on when government funding expires at midnight?
Well, what I'm saying, it's like, for me, I'd never vote to shut the government down. And if you are wanting to, if you don't want to vote for that CR because you want to protect the government and some of the things that I don't agree with that are happening, well, then again, it's like I'm not going to cut the baby in half. It's like that's the thing.
Our top story this morning, which what I selected, was Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. He will vote to advance the GOP spending bill. I say Schumer caved. What is the president saying about it?
Well, the president thanked Chuck Schumer publicly this morning, and I think the Democrats last week were gambling that President Trump couldn't secure the votes, and they learned don't bet against Donald Trump. President Trump and Speaker Johnson did a tremendous job getting this continuing resolution across the finish line in the House, and now we expect everyone in the Senate to get on board. This is a good, clean, fair CR for the American people to keep the federal government business open and operating, so we can pass a balanced budget and a good budget reconciliation package later this year. And so we're pleased with Chuck Schumer, and we hope every Democrat will get on board and do what's right for the American public.
That's all, folks.